Strait of Malacca is a narrow passage of water. It separates the Malay Peninsula from the Indonesian island of Sumatra. This strait is a vital shipping lane. It connects the Indian Ocean to the South China Sea. For centuries, this maritime route has been a crossroads of trade. Merchants from across the globe converged here. They exchanged spices, textiles, and other precious commodities. The strategic importance of the Strait of Malacca was unparalleled. It was a choke point. Whoever controlled this passage could control the flow of trade. This control meant wealth and power. The Strait of Malacca was, therefore, a highly coveted prize. The strait's location made it a natural harbour. It offered protection from the open sea. This shelter was essential for ships. They relied on the monsoon winds for navigation. These winds could be unpredictable. A safe haven was crucial for their journeys. The Strait of Malacca was not just a trade route. It was a melting pot of cultures. Traders from India, China, Arabia and Europe interacted here. They exchanged goods, ideas and beliefs. This cultural exchange shaped the identity of the region. At the heart of the strait's significance lay the port city of Malacca. Founded in the late 14th century, Malacca rose to prominence quickly. It became a major centre for trade. Its strategic location was ideal. It sat at the narrowest point of the Strait of Malacca. This location allowed it to control the flow of goods. The rise of Malacca was meteoric. It transformed from a small fishing village into a bustling metropolis. This transformation was fueled by trade. Malacca became a magnet for merchants. They sought spices, silks and porcelain. This influx of goods and people brought immense wealth. Malacca's prosperity attracted skilled artisans, merchants and scholars. Its rulers, the sultans of Malacca, were astute diplomats and traders. They fostered a climate of tolerance and openness. This environment encouraged trade. It also led to the flourishing of arts and culture. Under the Malacca Sultanate, the city-state became a regional power. Its influence extended throughout the Malay Peninsula and the Indonesian archipelago. It was a beacon of culture and commerce. Its wealth was legendary. By the 15th century, Europe's appetite for spices was insatiable. These exotic flavors, such as pepper, cloves and nutmeg, were highly prized. They added flavor to bland European food. They were also used in medicines and perfumes. Portugal, a small kingdom on the Iberian Peninsula, was at the forefront of maritime exploration. Driven by a desire for wealth and glory, Portuguese explorers ventured into uncharted waters. Their goal was to find a sea route to the east. This route would give them direct access to the lucrative spice trade. The Portuguese were not content with simply trading with the East. They sought to control the source of these valuable spices. They aimed to establish a monopoly. This ambition brought them into direct conflict with the Muslim traders who controlled the spice trade routes. The Portuguese had already established a presence in India. They had seized the port of Goa in 1510. Malacca, with its strategic location and control over the spice trade, was the next logical target. The stage was set for a clash of empires. In 1511, a Portuguese fleet under the command of Afonso de Albuquerque, a seasoned admiral known for his ruthlessness, arrived off the coast of Malacca. Albuquerque was determined to seize the city. He had orders from the Portuguese king, Manuel I, to establish a permanent foothold in Southeast Asia. This foothold would give Portugal control over the spice trade. Sultan Mahmud Shah, the ruler of Malacca, refused to submit to Portuguese demands. He was confident in his city's defences. He had a formidable army. His troops were well equipped. They had cannons and firearms. The Portuguese, however, possessed superior naval technology. Their ships, armed with cannons, could bombard the city from afar. Albuquerque also employed a clever strategy. He exploited the divisions within Malacca's multi-ethnic population. He forged alliances with the city's Indian merchant community. These merchants resented the Malay Sultanate's control over trade. The siege of Malacca began in earnest. The Portuguese bombarded the city's fortifications. They also launched amphibious assaults. These attacks were met with fierce resistance. The defenders of Malacca fought bravely but were ultimately outmatched. Section 5. A city under siege, the fall of Malacca. The siege of Malacca was a brutal affair. The Portuguese, despite their superior firepower, faced fierce resistance. The defenders fought bravely, repelling several assaults, but the city was slowly being starved into submission. Albuquerque, a cunning strategist, used a combination of force and diplomacy. He exploited rivalries between Malacca's Malay rulers and its Tamil Hindu merchant community. This strategy weakened the city's defences from within. After weeks of intense fighting, the Portuguese launched their final assault. They stormed the city, overwhelming the defenders. Sultan Mahmud Shah, facing defeat, fled Malacca. He retreated inland to regroup. The fall of Malacca sent shockwaves throughout the region. It marked the end of an era. The once mighty Malacca Sultanate was no more. The Portuguese had achieved a stunning victory. They had seized control of the most important port in Southeast Asia. Section 6. The Spoils of Victory, Portuguese Malacca and its Legacy. With Malacca under their control, the Portuguese wasted no time in consolidating their power. They immediately set about constructing a formidable fortress, a Formosa, to protect their newly acquired prize. This fortress, built with materials from the destroyed mosque and palace, became a symbol of Portuguese dominance. The Portuguese established a trading post in Malacca, hoping to monopolize the spice trade. However, they faced resistance from local traders and rival European powers. The Portuguese presence in Malacca, though significant, was marked by challenges. Despite their efforts, the Portuguese never fully controlled the spice trade. Other European powers, like the Dutch and the English, soon arrived in the region, challenging Portuguese dominance. Malacca, once a bustling hub under the Malay Sultanate, struggled to regain its former glory. Section 7. The Sultan's flight, resistance, and the legacy of the Malacca Sultanate. Sultan Mahmud Shah's flight from Malacca did not mark the end of the Sultanate, at least not immediately. The Sultan rallied his forces, engaging the Portuguese in a guerrilla war. He sought help from his allies, hoping to reclaim his lost capital. The Sultan's efforts, though valiant, were ultimately unsuccessful. He established a new base in Johor, but the glory of the Malacca Sultanate was gone. His resistance, however, kept the spirit of Malay independence alive. It inspired future generations to resist colonial rule. The legacy of the Malacca Sultanate transcended its political demise. It left behind a rich cultural heritage. The Malay language, which flourished during the Sultanate's reign, became a lingua franca in the region. The Sultanate's embrace of Islam also had a lasting impact, cementing the faith's place in Malay society. Section 8. A New Era, the Rise of European Colonialism in Southeast Asia. The fall of Malacca marked a turning point in Southeast Asian history. It signaled the beginning of European colonialism in the region. The Portuguese conquest paved the way for other European powers, like the Dutch and the English, to establish their own colonies. The arrival of these European powers had a profound impact on Southeast Asia. It led to the exploitation of the region's resources, the suppression of local cultures, and the redrawing of political boundaries. The fall of Malacca serves as a stark reminder of the transformative and often disruptive impact of colonialism. The Portuguese presence in Malacca also had a lasting impact on the city's cultural landscape. The fusion of Malay, Chinese, Indian and European influences created a unique blend of architecture, cuisine and traditions. Malacca today stands as a testament to this rich multicultural heritage. Section 9. Conclusion. The enduring significance of the fall of Malacca. The fall of Malacca in 1511 was a seismic event. It marked the end of an era for the Malacca Sultanate. It also ushered in a new age of European colonialism in Southeast Asia. The events of 1511 had a profound impact on the region's history, shaping its political, economic and cultural landscape. The conquest of Malacca serves as a reminder of the complex interplay of factors that shape the course of history. It highlights the ambition of European powers, driven by the pursuit of wealth and influence. It also underscores the resilience of local communities in the face of overwhelming odds. Today, Malacca stands as a vibrant testament to its layered past. The legacy of the Sultanate, the imprint of Portuguese colonialism, and the contributions of various cultures have created a unique and fascinating city. The fall of Malacca, though a significant moment of upheaval, ultimately contributed to the rich tapestry of history that defines Southeast Asia today.